What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code Swish Masters for 15% off. Yeah, that's right, you heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. Welcome back to the Swish Masters Podcast. I'm your co-host, QtheGuru.
What's happening, Q? I'm Zay, the executive producer.
What you bringing the basketball for now, bro?
Man,
What's this about?
I feel like going and get some shots up. You know, I just had to get the game ball real quick. Shout out to the Warriors. Got me feeling inspired, ready to go hoop.
Whatever. Yeah, shout out to the Warriors. As you know, what we do here, we're going to react to the game that we just saw. I can't wait to get into this game. Let's go get started. The Warriors win Game 5. And now they lead the series 3-2.
Yes, sir.
Of course, this means they only need one more win to secure a championship trophy. They won 104-94.
Yeah, they did.
I'm gonna let you, since you were right in your prediction, I'm gonna let you have the floor first. What's your reaction to the Warriors winning Game 5?
I expected them to come out and take advantage, get this win on their home court. It was an interesting game, to say the least. The Warriors came out pretty hot, but of course the Celtics roared back in that second quarter, and we didn't really see the Warriors go on a big run in the third like we would expect. But in the end, thanks to a lot of guys stepping up for the Warriors and on the bench, and the others, as I like to say, stepping up and having big games that helped take the Warriors over the top. And overall, I'm excited about the game, and the next game to come is going to be very interesting to see if the Celtics can force a Game 7.
Yeah. My reaction to the game, it was a very slow start for the Celtics. Very bad basketball. Very lackadaisical. Low energy. Low intensity. Clumsy. It was terrible. Slow start for Jason Tatum as well. But they picked it up. It was a very, very interesting game in the second quarter, in the third quarter. I was like, the Boston Celtics had to come out of halftime for high intensity and physicality. That's their specialty. And stop turning the ball over, obviously. And it was looking good in the third quarter. They regained the lead for about 2 minutes. And Jordan Poole hit a shot to end the third that just brought all the momentum back to Golden State.
Man. It's a pool party.
Back to the Golden State. All that momentum back to Golden State. Steph Curry is out of the game. Right? Klay Thompson had to sit out because he got too many fouls.
Yeah.
4 fouls at that point. The one player on the Warriors that was hot is on the bench. Steph Curry is on the bench. Jordan Poole comes in and really helps get the momentum back for the Warriors in the fourth. And the Warriors defensively have been very impressive. They've been very impressive defensively. When I initially picked the Celtics, I didn't think the Warriors had the defense necessary to withstand the Celtics offense. So, and a lot of the Warriors' good success today is due to Andrew Wiggins.
The all-star starter.
All-star starter. Andrew Wiggins. Former number one overall pick. Andrew Wiggins.
You know?
Yes. I mean, he got 16 rebounds in Game 4 and stepped up big offensively in Game 5 when Steph Curry was not shooting well.
Steph shot horribly.
He was bad today.
Very unlike himself. Very much. Not 1-3 from Steph Curry, and the Celtics could not capitalize on that and get the win, man.
I mean, you come up with a great game plan to finally guard Steph. You finally decide to stop dropping.
They made the adjustment. But,
they made the adjustment to counter Steph Curry. He had very little effect on this game, except as a distraction, because Steph Curry is still so dangerous. He can still be a distraction and to attract double teams. So he's effective in that way, and to stretch your defense.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was really the others, and the others can step up at home. They really did.
Oh yeah, man. We got a lot to break down from this one. It's a lot of directions.
I'm this is just basic reactions. I'm holding a lot here. I'm holding a lot here. But
sure.
That's just a brief initial reaction to the game. Let's dive in a little specifically about these teams. You know how we do here. We like to focus on the winning team first. Let's focus on Golden State and their MVP. All right, so who you got?
Man, you already know who I got. My same MVP from last game, the all-star starter, Andrew Wiggins, man. I can't, speak more on how confident he's playing right now. I think that's something that in his early years in Minnesota, he just lacked confidence. And now being in this system with Golden State, playing with Steph and Clay, he's in a role where he doesn't have to be the guy, but he understands that he still can be an impactful player, specifically on defense and doing things like getting rebounds, man. Another big game for him getting rebounds. I think he had 13 rebounds tonight. So between the last 2 games, he's grabbed almost 30 rebounds. Not to mention his 16 to 17 in Game 4, and then tonight stepping up big in a game where Steph wasn't really going, scoring 26 for the Warriors, leading them in scoring, man. I definitely have to shout out Wiggins. He's definitely, to me, the MVP of this game. If he keeps playing like this and they win the championship, he can end up getting Finals MVP, which would be a crazy story to see. But I definitely would say MVP for this game is Andrew Wiggins. But I want to make sure I shout out the pool party. You know what I mean? Coming in, making timely buckets. I'm talking about Jordan Poole. He had 14 points off the bench, making timely baskets like that third quarter buzzer beater. Again, Jordan Poole with a crazy shot to beat the buzzer. Gave them a lot of momentum, as well as Gary Payton II, coming in, playing intensely on defense, getting those deflections, getting steals, scoring for about 15 points. Everybody made a contribution in some way. Draymond Green also made kind of a redemption night, had a better game than he's had in the last few games. So we definitely got to shout out him as well. But yeah, man, that's my MVP and a few other honorable mentions. And it was crazy that they stepped up on a night like this where Steph was just terrible from shooting wise, but he still had 8 assists, so he found a way to impact the game. So yeah, that's my take for the MVP, man. Shout out to Wig.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew Wiggins. Let me add another stat to Jordan Poole real quick. He had 14 points, no rebounds, no assists, 50% from the field, 50% from 3, 100% from the free throw line, had 1 turnover, and 1 great acting job. He deserves an Oscar. No way he should have got that foul, man. No way. You know what foul I'm talking about if you're watching that game. What foul was there? What was that? What was that? And that was a key turnover on Jordan Poole's part to kind of to bait that. So let's list all the stats out there, all of it. Give them props for that. So
you're right.
Yeah,
hey,
that was a terrible call.
And you have to do what you have to do, man. Jordan Poole is definitely a manipulator. He played his way into a foul call on Marcus Smart there, and guys do this, man. It's nothing new. It's just funny that it's happening in the NBA Finals, and it kind of made a big change for this game. So
yeah, that definitely helped the Celtics with their momentum, and
he's going for an Emmy.
Basically.
Daytime TV award.
Another player I want to shout out is Gary Payton. Gary Payton second. So, yeah, 15 points. He actually led the bench scorers, for 15. Normally, if you get that from Gary Payton, that's a huge plus. Because normally, we all know him as a defensive player. But the fact that he was able to give you 15 on very efficient shooting, 6 of 8, that is awesome. Along with his defense, he had 3 steals tonight. He was very valuable off the bench. And shout out to Draymond Green. He was impactful again in this game. Whenever he pushes the ball, he is very effective.
Yeah.
Especially in transition. If they can find ways to do that more and get Draymond more involved, you saw him rolling to the basket more tonight, getting some easy buckets. He needs to do that a lot more to be effective. He finished with 8 and 6, or a triple single as Charles Barkley says it, but it's a very effective triple single though.
Very impactful, yeah.
The only thing is that he fouled out again.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. You hurt your team and you can't be on the floor. So you gotta work on that. I think they put a stat up there on the broadcast. First player since 2000 to get fouled out 2 games in the finals. That is not good. But I just want to give him props because, criticize him like when he deserves it. Also, give him praise when he deserves it as well. So, yeah, shout out to Draymond Green.
Sure, man.
But of course, I'm with you though. The MVP, the person with the most impact on this game tonight, was Andrew Wiggins, picking up the slack from Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson did.
Klay had a sneaky game.
He did. He was the main one knocking down threes for the Warriors.
I think I said this too, man. Klay is slowly but surely working his way up to a big game, and tonight he was very efficient from the floor. 20 points, 50% from the field, I want to say.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They needed it too.
They did. They needed every single bucket from both him and Williams. Yeah. So, anything else you want to say on the Warriors' behalf?
overall, good game. Hopefully, they get more from Steph. They probably would have. If they would have gotten more from Steph, they probably would have won this game by a bigger margin.
Oh, for sure. No doubt. Especially how the Celtics came out. No doubt. No doubt. All right. Now, what went wrong for the Boston Celtics? Man, I picked the Celtics. I picked the Celtics to win this game. I almost feel like I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. I have been deceived. This is not the Celtics team that I was sold on. This team beats themselves so much. So much.
Yeah.
These turnovers, every single game, these unforced turnovers are the worst. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Marcus Smart too had some stupid turnovers tonight.
Yes.
Listen to this. Jason Tatum had 4 turnovers. Jaylen Brown had 5 turnovers. Especially that back-to-back sequence in the fourth. Oh, what is going on? 2 turnovers. Unforced turnovers in 2 possessions. Like, all right, let me go back. One of them was kind of forced. They got their hands in the cookie jar and like ripped the ball.
Yeah.
But they're still terrible turnovers. Terrible. Those three players are responsible for 12 turnovers. Those 3 key players are responsible for 12 turnovers. They had 18 overall tonight. 18. I can leave the stat right there. That's where they lost the game. These unforced turnovers, how they came out in the first quarter was terrible.
Yeah. Very low energy. Very lackadaisical play too, man. They were careless.
Very careless. It was terrible. And along with the fact you're missing all your threes in the first half. Every single one of them. They could not buy a shot in the first half. But thankfully for them, they played good defense on Steph Curry that they were still in the game.
Yeah.
And they had their shot in the third quarter when they came out with a huge run.
They came out intense in the second half.
They did, but again, there were some calls that went against them. I mentioned the call earlier when we were talking about Jordan Poole. But you can't let that affect you. You can't. And either way, I still need Jason Tatum to step up. True, he had a better game tonight. But you missed 4 free throws. Some back to back. That was shocking to me. Maybe some of it had to do with fatigue because he and Jaylen Brown played the whole entire second half, basically. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. But you can't miss free throws. That's the other story of the game. The turnovers and the missed free throws. The missed free throws, man. They missed 10 free throws tonight. They lost by 10 points.
That's a funny way for that stat to show up, huh?
68% from the free throw line.
Oh yeah.
That is not championship level basketball. It shows a lack of focus, a lack of something to miss that many free throws. As a squad.
You gotta hit free ones. They're literally free points. All you have to do is sit there. No one's gonna guard you and make the shot. You know what I mean? I'm not an NBA player by any means, but that is there was so many times Jaylen Brown went to the line missing, back-to-back free throws.
He did.
Tatum, a lot of them, man. They have to knock those down. those points add up, like you said, and the spread was literally 10 points. They missed 10 free throws. You make 8 of those, you can close that gap.
Yeah, it would have been a much closer game, but it's tough because all turnovers and the points off of turnovers that the Warriors got.
Oh yeah, they were in the passing lane all night, and Brown, Tatum, Smart, all were sloppy with the ball tonight. Just couldn't really make a play like Jason Tatum, even though he scored pretty efficiently. I just really don't see them being able to win with him just scoring. I think he has to be more of a playmaker. He only had 4 assists. So I think he needs to kind of take the helm of it and be the point forward more so than Jason Tatum to score, because he has some shots, but no one else was involved. Not on the impactful level anyway.
Yeah, we talked about this off the air post show. We were talking about how Boston is literally only missing a point guard that can help facilitate.
Yep.
We were talking about that. If they can get a good point guard that can facilitate, it's a good 3-and-D player as well. You put Marcus Smart at the 2, Brown at the 3, Tatum at the 4, and whoever you want to rotate at the 5. You just need someone to help facilitate. And we both agree, I think Jason Tatum is the best playmaker on this team.
Yeah.
He's improved so much, but he has to make better decisions. The game changed when he decided to be intentional with his scoring and to attack. That's when the game changed for him, and he got himself in the groove and got going.
Mm-hmm.
If only he did that sooner, it would probably be a different game. Because their defense on Steph Curry was amazing tonight. Although Curry did miss some open shots though, but still.
Yeah,
good defense overall.
Yeah, it's really on Boston's end, it's really a shame that you had such a great defensive effort on the best shooter ever, and you still weren't able to capitalize. You know what I mean? Like, Steph missed 9 threes, he didn't make one, and you still lost by 10 points. It's like mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like, if you just imagine it, like, we shut the guy that just dropped 43 on us down, but we still couldn't win. It's just like, that messes with you. But you got to shake back and you got to take care of business at home, because otherwise it's over. And just like tonight, they came out kind of lax in that second half. They tried to, make a push, but sometimes if you take that sense of urgency early, it could be a completely different game. Like, the momentum was already sucked out of the building, sucked out of the Celtics bench, sucked out of their team early, and you're trying to play catch up to the Warriors, which is something that I feel like is dangerous to any team. So, on top of that, you mentioned a lot of great points with Tatum and Brown, turnovers, missed free throws. But if you look at the Celtics bench, where was the help? White had 1 point. Derek White had 1 point. I think somebody else scored off the bench, but that was it. Grant Williams might have scored.
Yeah, he had 3.
They had 4 points off the bench.
They did at that point. Before he sent this, like, wave the white flag, put everybody else in. They got some more points off that, but still, yeah, the bench points.
They got no real bench contribution. They had, and then on the other end, you got GP and Jordan Poole for almost 30 combined alone, but just those two. Yeah, that's not gonna get it done. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they have to score 40, 50 points as a bench, but you got to get
at least 10.
You got to give the starters some sort of relief. You got to keep up with the game somehow. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting it by any means. No guy bench scoring 10, 15, 20 points a game, but 4 points off the bench for the whole game. That means you score 1 point per quarter for the bench, basically, until garbage time. That's terrible.
Terrible.
That is yeah. Derek White didn't look aggressive. He's been great for them, but not tonight. He didn't show up at all, and they paid the price. They not only they turned the ball over, but when you don't have any scoring outside of the main guys and they're taking a break, you're dooming yourself. So
Yeah,
Celtics have a lot to
they
take a
do.
look at on the flight back to Boston.
They do. And just to really bring this point home, I want to name all the players that contributed to the turnovers tonight.
Uh-oh.
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. Man, this is crazy. Derek White and Grant Williams. Those are some of the main players that played tonight with the most minutes. The only two was Robert Williams, but of course he doesn't handle the ball a lot, and Derek White. Everybody else has some type of turnover.
Some type of turnover.
Some type of turnover. It was unforced, a mistake, whatever. That was terrible.
Yeah.
They gotta do better. They gotta do better. This is not the team that I was sold on. Not at all.
The disappointment in Q's eyes.
Terrible. All right.
Oh man.
Now, let's go ahead and predict for Game 6. I'm gonna let you go first. I don't know.
This is tough, man. This is the first game that the Celtics have lost, and they now the first time in the series in the playoffs. Actually, they've lost back-to-back games. Every other time they've lost, they came back and won the next game. But this one, they lost. And right now, if I'm the Warriors, I have uber confidence because Andrew Wiggins is playing great. Jordan Poole is playing great. You know what I mean? Giving them great contribution. Gary Payton playing great defense. Draymond came back and redeemed himself. Klay Thompson is heating up quietly. And you know what I mean? Like Steph had a bad game. They won by 10. I mean, a bad game as in shooting wise, but I mean, he still made plays. So if I'm the Warriors, I have a lot of confidence, man, going into Game 6. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were to close it out. I want to say the way this is tough. I want to say the Celtics. I really do, but as it looks right now, like I said, the Warriors just look. The Warriors were able to really capitalize on their mistakes, and like I said, with my best player going 0 for 9 from the 3-point line, I'm confident. I'm going with the Warriors. But I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston won. I'm going to say the Warriors win Game 6 and close it out, man. They get their Steph gets his 4th ring. You know, Andrew Wiggins may see some Finals MVP consideration. We'll see. I'm going to say the Warriors, man. But I mean, I'm not going to be mad if the Celtics win. I like a competitive series. Game 7. It'll be nice, but.
Listen, I would love to see a Game 7.
Oh,
this Celtics. Hold on. If this Celtics team showed up at home like this in this next game, this is terrible. Another stat, just to put it out there. When the Celtics have less than 15 turnovers, they're 14-2. Okay, this is in the postseason.
Okay.
Now, whenever they have more, whenever they have 16 or more, they're 0-7.
Oh.
They beat themselves up so much. I do not like it at all. They'll be at home. The others will step up. I have to hope.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna be the type of NBA fan that falls off a pick, because I did pick the Celtics. But to be fair to people out there, this wasn't the team I selected. I selected the team that beat Milwaukee, that swept the Nets.
Isn't that the Boston Celtics though?
Man, this is not the same team I was sold on. Where did all these turnovers come from? But and to have two bad games in a row like this is definitely discouraging.
So what you're saying is that this isn't the Boston Celtics, this is the Bizarro Celtics, and they're like opposites of the team that you picked.
I don't know what this team is, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the pick though. I'm not gonna switch up. I'm gonna hold it down. But I am not confident. I am not confident at all.
I feel like we've said that a lot in these playoffs. I can't lie.
No, I was a little bit more confident. I was a little bit more confident in our last prediction video. I was a little bit more confident the Celtics would win this game.
Right.
It really was. Because I was like, there's no way they had two games like this back to the back. But I was wrong. So
I mean, you had a good basis. They hadn't lost any back-to-back games.
That was literally the only stat I was relying on. Jason Tatum did play better, but that lazy play in the first half was terrible. All the turnovers are terrible.
It's the power of the Warriors.
The only thing I can say is that the others will play better since they're at home. The Boston crowd will bring the energy and the intensity. Do not lose at home. Do not lose a series at home if you're Boston.
In the Garden.
In the Garden.
Oh, man.
And I still believe this team has a better roster overall. I still do. If they live up to potential, if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum do what I know they can do, if Jason Tatum plays at the superstar caliber and Jaylen Brown be at least that all-star caliber, we're straight. But all these turnovers and them beating themselves is terrible. I'll say this: hopefully they win, and it'll definitely, most likely, will be a close game, and they pull it out in the fourth. But I tell you right now, if I find out they had 10 or more turnovers in the first half, I'm done. That means they lost. That means they lost that game. If they turned the ball over so much like they did tonight or the last game, that's a wrap. They need to take care of the basketball. That's all they need to do. Take care of the basketball. Keep defending Steph Curry. Stop dropping like you did tonight. You're good. Because you can't say the others will step up like they did tonight on the road.
Right.
That's it. It's all on Jason Tatum. I'm putting all of this squarely on Jason Tatum's shoulders. And some on Jaylen Brown. And some on Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown has been a little bit more consistent than Jason Tatum, though. I mean, Jason Tatum he needs to have an all superstar caliber type game. Give me 30 plus, if not 40. That's what you got to do. He's got to really step up, and then we'll see. Then we get to Game 7, and we'll predict from there.
Let me ask you this: who scores more in Game 6, Steph or Jason Tatum?
Oh, it got to be Jason Tatum.
You think he scores more than Steph in this next one?
Oh yeah, based on defense we saw tonight, if they keep up with that defense, oh yeah. But it is disappointing. Steph did not make a 3 tonight, and they lost tonight. Steph did not make a 3, and they lost.
He didn't even crack 20.
And they lost. That's terrible. And they lost. That's terrible.
They have to start game planning with Andrew Wiggins because he's the X factor. I think many people have said this. He's the X.
But the thing is, he missed all his threes tonight too. He was effective in the paint area, so I'll take that. But you think if you're the Celtics, you have the size So I can still trust in the size of the Celtics to kind of deter that. And he'll be on the road. So the other thing is, too, the Celtics out-rebounded them tonight, too. It just didn't matter because of all the turnovers.
Yeah.
This game was bad. It was bad. Then it got good. And it got bad again. Because it's so lazy in the turnovers. I was so disappointed. Anyway.
See, man.
Those are our thoughts and immediate reactions to the game and our predictions. Let us know if you agree or disagree. Who you going with? I am not confident. If I could put my confidence in the percentage, it's like 5%.
Can't trust the numbers these days, man.
Not at all.
You trust them.
Not at all. This is terrible. But thank y'all for tuning into the podcast. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Check out our podcast on all your different podcast platforms. All right, we thank you all so much for the support. The views are really increasing. We appreciate y'all for that. The listeners are increasing as well. So we appreciate y'all subscribers going up. We appreciate all y'all. And we'll be live again Game 6. After Game 6. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all there.
Absolutely. And before we hop off, I want to give a quick shout out to my guy, Nick Brown. If you don't know, one of the coldest young saxophone players I know, showing support to the Swish Masters Podcast. Go follow his band page if you are a fan of black marching bands. He does a lot of different posts, a lot of clips. Follow Crank Up Knowledge. I may be saying that wrong, but follow him on Instagram, Crank Up Knowledge. Follow Nick at, let me see, that's my fault, at 662Nick27. That's my guy. Shout out to you, bro, for showing support to the podcast as well. Shout out to everyone, man. We appreciate it, and we look forward to bringing you some more reaction to this final series. I'm ready to see. Are the Warriors gonna get that next next chip? We're gonna see Thursday night. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. We're gonna post more videos and clips. We discussed, for example, we talked about the new coaching hires that were announced, the coach resigning, right? We talked about a lot of different stuff. So we'll be posting those clips out very soon. But you can catch up all of it on YouTube and your different podcast platforms. Check out our website as well. If you have any business inquiries or anything, let us know. Email us. So, yeah. All right. Appreciate y'all. This is QtheGuru. I'm signing off.
Zay, the executive producer, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace.
What up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code SWISHMASTERS for 15% off. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.